Hello again. Tonight we will spend a quiet hour with a small hedgehog at the forest meadow edge. This is a real night told gently, with true behaviors and soft ambience. If your eyes grow heavy, let the story keep walking while you rest. Dusk settles like warm smoke among the grasses. Our hedgehog wakes in a shallow day nest, tucked under dry leaves and bramble. Hedgehogs are nocturnal, so evening is morning for this small traveler. First comes listening. The ears rotate. The nose samples the air for damp soil, insects, and the distant note of water. A slow unroll. Spines settle. The hedgehog steps out, careful and deliberate. The path begins along the edge where plants change their mind about being forest or field. Edges are generous places. They hold beetles, worms, caterpillars, and fallen fruit shared by both shade and sun. The hedgehog's nose works close to the ground, reading moisture and motion that eyes cannot see. A nudge moves a leaf. A click of mandibles from somewhere under bark. A patient pause, then a quick snap of the mouth. The tongue and palate test textures. Shell, soil, soft bodies that carry the night's calories. Hedgehogs are opportunistic insectivores, taking what the ground offers in small, frequent meals. They move in short bouts, search, stop, listen, saving energy for the hours ahead. Deeper in the margin, the hedgehog noses through last year's leaves. Moist earth cushions each step. When a new scent arrives, sharp and strange, the animal performs a ritual. It licks the source, foams scented saliva, and spreads it onto the spines with quick tongue flicks. This is self-anointing, a mysterious behavior that may mask scent or mark novelty for memory. Then the search resumes as if the pause were a comma, not a stop. A slug gleams on a stem. A beetle larva hides under a lifted stone. The hedgehog eats slowly, crunch soft and careful, and then drinks from a shallow puddle cupped in a root. Cool water rinses the dust of travel. Breath steadies. Nearby, a moth speaks in powder light. The night carries risk as well as food. Where badgers or foxes roam, the hedgehog prefers hedges with tight weave and quick exits. At any sudden threat, the body becomes a locked blossom, head tucked, muscles clamped, spines up like careful arrows. Tonight there is only an owl calling far off, and a distant dog losing interest. The hedgehog listens until the sound thins and the path feels safe again. Midnight drifts in on a cooler breeze. Heat leaves the soil and dew begins to gather on the grass tips. Thermoregulation is quiet work. The animal pauses more often now, tucking feet beneath the body to hold warmth between belly and ground. A gentle shake settles the spines and loosens small passengers of dust and seed. Grooming follows with tiny scratches behind the ears and along the cheek. A fallen apple rests in the verge, sweetening the air. The hedgehog investigates and nibbles the soft edge. Fruit sugars do not make the night, but they lift it. A few mouthfuls, then back to protein. Worms pulled carefully from the soil with rhythmic tugs. Each success brings a stillness, as if the body writes the lesson down before moving on. Across a narrow track, a fence blocks the direct route. The hedgehog follows the line until a low gap appears where roots have argued with boards. Small bodies learn a map of under, behind, and through. This is how a round traveler keeps a round journey safe. Toward the small creek, sounds change shape. Water writes silver syllables against stones. Insects speak in threads, and reeds answer by leaning. The hedgehog drinks again and takes a short rest in the dry cup of a bank. Breathing slows. The nostrils flare and relax, sampling night like a careful tea. If you are awake, you can match that rhythm, in and out, like tide through grass. Let the jaw soften. Let the shoulder settle. Let thought step aside while senses do the walking. Clouds thin and the stars come forward. The hedgehog moves again, revisiting places that have fed well in other nights. Memory is a gentle lantern. It lights old paths just enough to make new ones. Toward the last watch of night, the temperature dips. Fat and fuel matter more in these hours. In autumn, hedgehogs eat heavily to store energy for winter torpor and full hibernation. In warm seasons, they still budget every step, balancing gain and cost like quiet accountants of the hedgerow. Tonight is mild, so the ledger is kind. Dawn approaches and birds sow bright notes along the hedge. Light makes shadows thinner, and thin shadows are poor cover. The hedgehog turns for home, choosing routes that stay dark longest. Fence spaces, log shadows, the lee side of shrubs. A small scrap of moss is carried to the nest and tucked at the rim like a pillow. The body curls, feet hidden, face protected, spines angled outward like a soft fort. Before sleep, the animal is very still. This is the stillness that closes a circle without a sound. Breathing becomes a quiet metronome. Muscles ease one by one, and warmth pools under the chest. If it were late autumn, this nest could deepen into a winter home where heart and temperature would fall for weeks at a time. But on this gentle night, morning simply means rest. If you are still with us, let your breath be small and even. If you have drifted, the hedge will keep watch. Thank you for walking the night with a hedgehog. Sleep well. When evening returns, the leaves will whisper and small feet will begin again.